I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. Makoto joins us. Hi.
Hello,
Please introduce yourself to everybody.
I am Makoto. I am a half bull, half cat demon. I'm a YouTuber of like 7 years, and I play a variety of different games. And I'm also trying to dabble into voice acting.
Whoa, 7 years doing the VTuber stuff? That's wild.
Yes.
Wow. So how did you get started doing this?
Um, it all started when I was like in a darker time, and I leaned onto like YouTube
Mm-hmm.
uh, to like get myself out of that dark space.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I discovered how YouTube videos made people feel, and then eventually that led to me finding VTubers, and I figured that is something I want to do. I want to help people as well get out of their dark places. Um, and so I decided to start making content with what I had. At first, it was my phone, and then it went to my console, and eventually led up to me getting a laptop to stream from.
Oh, excellent. And have you, when you started, did you start as a VTuber or just as a regular streamer?
I started just as a no face YouTuber, just
Mm,
making recording random gameplays from my phone and then just uploading that with like music added on top of it.
mm-hmm.
I'd even use a mic at the time either.
Well, yeah, yeah. Well, you use what you have, and it goes to show you don't have to start with the most expensive things. Just get out there and see if you like it. Did you take to it pretty quickly?
Oh, absolutely. It's been a very fun journey.
Mm. Then you've enjoyed yourself the whole way. I mean, it, when you said you were coming from a dark place, before that, were you somebody who wanted to entertain people?
Um, no, not at first. I didn't really think too much of it. Honestly, I thought YouTube videos were just like entertainment at first. I didn't think it would be an actual job.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and when I discovered how people are making money off of it, I'm like, oh, that seems pretty cool. Um, but no, my main goal when I started the channels was just to basically help other people who are dealing with like uh depressive thoughts and stuff like that.
Hmm. And have the folks who have followed you have have they um, have they told you that you've become a part of their lives through that?
Yeah, no, I've gotten told a few times that I've my content has helped them, feel better. I think that it's cheered them up and stuff like that, and that really, really made me feel good.
Mm. It gives you that little validation anyway that what you're doing is the right thing. But you've been doing it long enough where you obviously are enjoying yourself. What's your favorite part of the streaming so far?
I think just interacting with the viewers, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
just being able to be myself and also just like having a casual conversation about just about anything while I'm like, playing, you know, different games and stuff like that, games that I enjoy,
Mm-hmm.
games that are new to me.
Well, and having the chat either root you on or root against you.
Absolutely. I love having that little banter.
Yeah. So now I mean, I have to I'll call you a veteran of being online. Um, were you able to adapt quickly to having a chat on with you? Because 7 years ago, I mean, you're just uploading videos of you playing. Having the chat on with you is a different story. Did you adapt to that quick?
I mean, still something I'm kind of getting used to a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Um, Even like when I first started like actually streaming, um, I went down this like path thinking, I'll just make an easy road for myself, get to affiliate, do these follow for follows, and just I'll start making money from there.
Hmm.
Um, and then that's when I realized that's not going to work. I'm
Hmm.
going to need actual viewers and stuff like that. I'm going to need actual people talking to me and stuff like that for me to actually hit this program.
Right.
Um, so then I'm like, you know what? I'll stop with the follow for follow stuff. I'll just continue through with the content and see where it goes.
Hmm.
And every now and then, even though like I do get chatters and stuff like that in my streams, I forget that there are people watching and there are people interacting with me,
Right.
and I forget to look at the chat.
You get into the
So
games too, and sometimes sometimes even the it, even the biggest and VTubers and the earliest VTubers every time every once in a while they get so involved in the game that they don't even remember that they're streaming sometimes.
yeah, 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 absolutely.
Yeah. So which games are you playing right now?
I'm currently starting in the middle of the Outlast 2 series.
Mm.
I did 2 streams of that so far.
Hmm.
Um, I've also been doing a lot of other random games, like Valorant, Phasmophobia, Overwatch.
Hmm.
Um, but I do plan on other party games and games with viewers and just others different stories like Heavy Rain and stuff like that.
Mm. Yeah, getting the folks involved in the games that kind of forces you to get in with chat because otherwise you're not going to be able to play the game. Uh,
Yeah, that's true.
have you seen these crowd control type games that they've got out now?
Yes, I have.
Have
Yes,
you
I have.
tried one of those yet?
With my current setup, I have not been able to use
Mm.
a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I've done a few modded lethal collabs,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but due to how my computer is, my stream and uh, even the game itself would crash
Mm-hmm.
depending on how many mods there are.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't matter what the equipment you have. Sometimes you just overload it. It's just not going to work no matter
yeah.
what. Collaborations, have they gone easy for you?
Some of them have actually.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. There have been a few times where I've collabed with someone like maybe once or twice and just never heard from them again.
Mm. Yeah. Just for
Um,
one reason or another.
mhm.
Yeah. Has it been easy for you to find people to collaborate with?
I would say it's relatively easy. I've found people through Twitter. I've found people through like uh Discord servers and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that, and even through like friends communities as well.
Mm-hmm. So have you kind of built a go-to list, or is are you still looking for more people to collaborate with?
I'm always looking for more people. I'm always willing to meet and collaborate with, new people.
Mm.
Um, but I do have a go-to list if worst comes to worst.
Mm. That's good. Always have a backup plan. Have a trusted list of people you can go to.
Absolutely.
Even interviewers have that when something falls through and you're doing a live show. I better call somebody, otherwise I'm talking to myself for 30 minutes. It doesn't always work
Yeah,
out that way. Um, the the goal that you set for yourself as far as VTubing, this is this seems like a goal that you're not. It's a goal that's always going to be moving the finish line. You're never really quite going to be getting there. Are you feeling satisfaction with that?
absolutely. Yes. It it having this goal of like just helping people in general
Hmm.
and knowing that there's more people to help, it drives me forward to keep going, keep pushing forward, no matter what.
Hmm. And realize that 10 years ago, 20 years ago, you wouldn't have this outlet not only for them but for yourself. Um,
Absolutely.
and so you're coming along at the right time for it, and it really does seem like this was built for doing what you want to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what are your what are your plans as far as the channel's expansion goes? Are you? I know you're on a couple different platforms and everything, but are you going to be doing anything special to try to expand your audience?
I mean, so far I've been doing like what I can. Like I stream mainly on Twitch,
Mm-hmm.
but I've been trying to do what I can to like upload the VODs onto YouTube and trying to get into like um video editing so I can upload different kinds of videos as well onto YouTube. But also I'm trying to be more active and like uploading like at least little small clips onto TikTok as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, any of that stuff is good not only because of people seeing it, but you're reaching different audiences that hopefully will be steered back into your streams.
Yeah.
The old marketing word I bring up every once in a while. Um, yeah, and young people are like, what's that word? Well, it's an old radio term. Don't worry about it. The what type of games are coming out that you would really like to stream?
Um, so far, a game that I'm looking forward to in general, one of the newest Assassin's Creed games,
Mm,
Shadows, is something I want to get and stream eventually.
mm.
Um, I've also been looking forward to like uh being able to get the new Mortal Kombat 1 game as well. I've grown up with Mortal Kombat, so seeing how that came out as well, it really hyped me up.
Cool. Now, I'm kind of surprised that I haven't seen a lot more people streaming Assassin's Creed games. I would have thought that that would be pretty well set for uh, being able to broadcast that to an audience. Have you seen very many other people doing that?
I have not personally.
Wow. So I'm a little surprised at that. I mean, it seems to me that that gameplay would fit pretty well for someone with an audience, playing for an audience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, I'm really kind of surprised at that. Is there any thing you would like to do with your channel that you're not doing now? I mean, right now you're doing the game streams, but is there any other type of stream you've been looking at?
I've actually been considering like narrating like different stories from Reddit, like the scary stories and stuff like that.
Mm.
Even maybe eventually like uh collaborating with someone and doing like a little voice acting thing.
Yeah, you mentioned wanting to do some voice acting. Have you been able to do that yet?
Uh, Not really. I mean, I remember auditioning for like these different projects on this casting call club
Mm-hmm.
website. I haven't exactly gotten picked.
Mm.
Um, but every now and then when I play like Valorant, I do like these voice impressions of a character from there
Mm-hmm.
to the random teammates and sometimes the reactions I get from there it's like very satisfying for me.
Excellent. Well, you just have to keep going and keep firing your uh, uh, your voice out there and letting people know that you want to do it. And eventually, sooner or later, someone will hear it at the right time for the right part, and you'll get a chance to do it. And then you're off on a new career path, or at least semi career path, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you an actor type as a child growing up?
No, I wasn't.
Well,
I was more of a book person
yeah,
growing up.
yeah. So you were a words person rather than a visual person.
Hmm.
Mm. So how did that translate over to video games? Because usually I hear about young people who are either book person or a video person, and not so many people that are both. Were you a gamer from early on?
Yeah, I grew up with video games.
Mm.
So like when I didn't have my games, I would go to books. And that's kind of what started a little bit about like with the voice acting part,
Mm.
uh, and just gaming in general. Again, that I grew up with all of that, so that's been my childhood. So
Yeah.
doing the VTubing is what is my like my main thing.
Mm. So if someone came at you with a juicy part as far as voice acting was concerned, what would you think would be the perfect part for you?
That's a good question. I've done a lot of different like voices and a lot of different accents and stuff like that, just for the fun of it and for practice and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But and I've also done like these voice acting challenges on TikTok as well,
Mm.
actually.
That's good. That's something you can always use
Um,
as a demo.
mhm.
All right.
Um, I think a part that I would be able to do that I would prefer for voice acting would be like the the villain,
Mm.
probably.
Mm. The big bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. So you'd have they get a chance to really tear up the scenery.
Yes.
And you can get they're the anti-heroes of everything. It's like, oh, there he is again. Yes. But everybody wants to be the heel.
Yeah,
I learned that from doing pro wrestling shows back in the day. Everybody wants to be the bad guy because it's more fun. The So if as you're doing this, you're building up your resume as far as that goes, but you're still doing your VTubing. How often do you stream a week?
I've been doing the best that I can
Hmm.
as of recent due to a lot of like personal things.
Right.
Uh, but I'd say at the moment I stream at least maybe 3 or 4 times a week.
Hmm.
I'm trying to get back into like streaming daily though,
Mm.
eventually.
That's a tough task every day. Um, people don't work 9 to 5 jobs every day. They take a couple days off. Are you able to keep your energy going for 7 days straight?
Absolutely.
Mm. Well, congratulations to you because I can't do it for more than 20 minutes. Of course, I'm an old man, so there's a completely different story there. But with
Mm.
that and the consistency of doing that, it seems to be that consistency tends to bring the larger audiences. Have you found that to be true when you were able to do it more consistently?
Yeah, actually. I have noticed a lot of consistent viewers throughout that.
Hmm. Yeah, no, people who can schedule. Yes, Makoto is going to be on during this time. I'll be able to tune in and find out what Makoto's doing on rather than kind of trying to catch you on the fly. That once you get back into that rhythm, you'll probably be able to get a good spike as far as followers go. But do you have right now a good base of followers that are following you stream to stream?
I would say so, yeah, actually.
Mm.
I'm sitting at 1.1K on Twitch at the moment.
That's excellent. And how many are you getting every time you come on, as far as consistent people who show up for your stream?
Um, I mean, I don't get a lot of like active people watching at the
Hmm.
time but I mean, at least not that I noticed from people actually like
Yeah,
talking.
yeah.
Um,
Uh,
because usually when I stream, I have the viewer count off
mm.
because I know the number thing is like that really messes with my head personally.
Well, I can't
Uh,
blame you there. That would be something that'd be always been. I know people say it doesn't mess with them, but I'm in the back of the mind. If you have it down there, you're going to be looking at it.
yeah,
But
yeah, I
this way you get to do you're going to do your best no matter how many people are there.
yeah, absolutely.
Well, and that's again combine that with the reliability of when they can tune into the broadcast is that's when the numbers will start to really hit a consistently high mark. And it sounds like me, you've got things pretty well wrapped up, and and you've got a future ahead of you all planned out. Is there anything big coming up in the near future for you?
Um, no, not at the moment, not that I can think of anymore.
Mm. Just getting that consistently going, and I guess that's be the long-term goal too, is to have some sort of consistent schedule and be able to do that 7 day a week schedule.
Absolutely.
Boy, that's something else. I wish I had that type of energy because I can barely wake up 7 days a week, let alone do that. It does take some work. Now, when you started doing the edits and putting it up on like TikTok and YouTube, I don't think people realize how long does it take for you to say edit one of your streams uh, for a TikTok video.
Um, it really varies depending on what platform you're going for and what exactly you want
Mm,
in the editing. For example, for me, when it comes to like the TikTok edits, I just grab like something uh like a small clip or whatever.
mm,
It takes a few seconds to like get that onto TikTok, look for maybe if I want to add like subtitles on there or if I want to add like an extra sound on there. It takes a few seconds and then it I upload that pretty quickly.
y-
As for editing anything for YouTube, that's a different story. Like I remember uh trying to go through like my Alien Isolation streams and editing through those. I had to go through like hours of footage trying to cut off like different parts where I was just either sitting still
yeah,
or the different overlays were showing like the BRB screens, the ending soon screens,
yeah.
stuff like that. Um, that takes a lot longer. Um, I would say for me personally, it took about an hour at most,
Oh,
um,
so that's an
maybe
hour
two.
on. That's an hour and whatever after you've already done a long stream to put that
Hmm.
together and then have it to the point where you want to put it up on YouTube as a VOD or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
Now, when you're doing those shorter clips, do you kind of keep track as you're doing the stream? Maybe you have a segment that is particularly good, and you think, oh, that's a good point. Then do you like mark that down in a book or mark that down in some notes when you come back to the stream and try to find that?
I mean, usually it depends. I mean, sometimes I'll get it like, yeah, I mean, yeah, actually, no. Um, if I do end up seeing like a funny moment during the stream and stuff like that, and there's no one else in chat to clip it,
Hmm.
I'll like m make a mental note of the timestamp of where that moment happened,
Hmm.
come back to it after the stream, clip it myself, and then download that clip and then do like this little small editing to post it onto TikTok.
That brings up another topic here with folks and clipping what you're doing. Obviously, that is a big part of it because that takes a lot of work out of your hands for one,
Mm,
and it does still spread the word of what you're doing on your channel. It is important for these folks who are following you to cut and edit and put your stuff up there on YouTube.
mhm.
Right? Have you been able to have a few folks do that for you?
I mean, every now and then I get a person to make some clips on the channel. Um, I will say though there have been a few clips that looking back on I would say is a little uh a little embarrassing for me, but it's still appreciated regardless.
Sometimes the clippers don't have the streamer's best intentions at heart. I don't want to break everybody's bubble, but sometimes that does happen. But it does still bring people eventually back to the channel, and that's just some marketing sense. I hope that a lot of people take to heart. So when are you, say we talked about your long term goals and short term goals. Overall, Makoto, do you feel that this is a great experience for you? Is there anything that you would change about what you've been doing with VTubing?
Um, I think everything has been relatively great for me. I think the only thing I would change, if anything, would be just uh being able to communicate a little more,
Mm,
being actually more vocal because I've noticed there are times like especially when I'm doing like these solo story game streams and stuff like that,
mm,
I'm not as talkative. Uh Even if there's like no one in chat, I want to be able to like make some kind of uh uh commentary and stuff like that. So that way if anyone tunes in the middle of the stream, they can see that it's not just me silently playing the game.
mm. Yeah, it engages them right away into it and brings them in. Well, I mean, that's something that you learn with the more you do it. So you just got to keep practicing. And if you're going to be doing it 7 days a week, you'll get plenty of practice.
Absolutely.
Hey, Makoto, I really appreciate you coming on. We're going to have your links on the description for the interview here on the channel. We'll get you on again sometime. Let me know if you got something big coming up, and we will do an update for your channel. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.